All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, into the TA. All right, guys, so we are right here in the golden pocket over here on SPY, QQQ, IWM. DIA has not gotten up there yet, which does make me believe we potentially could see some more upside here. But I am going to point out some things. All right, so first things first, if you were involved in the weekly update, if you were there for the weekly update, then you knew the two scenarios going into this week. All right, one of these involved this divergence that would form getting burned, and then we would go slightly higher, and then we would go put in the next 15-minute bearish divergence. Well, we have that over there in SPY. We have that over here on QQQ, and I am honestly looking for that sell. I am not sure if this is going to be the top right here on this very candlestick, all right? I'm really not sure. I thought you had a chance at this being the top over here, all right, when you had that shooting star. I don't know what we are going to get from here. What I do know is that it's very likely that upside is limited from this point on, and that we should be looking for that sell, considering we have the 15-minute bearish divergences, and this has kind of been the game plan all along, right here in the golden pocket, all right? Right here when you're selling off, I was like, you know, I still don't think things add up. It doesn't make sense, all right? Well, as we then would find out, yeah, things didn't make sense. We weren't going to fall off a cliff right there. We were going to push back up to the golden pocket. And now I think we'll be stalling out up here. So we have the 15-minute bearish divergence over there in SPY. Have the same thing on QQ. I believe we have that over here on IWM. You do have one over there on IWM. DIA, what do we also have? 15-minute bearish divergence, just so you guys can see that. Like that, all right? And same thing over here on IWM. Going from there to there. See how this is the higher high? All right, there you go. Now, I am just going to say it can happen anywhere from here all the way up to here. Last time around, you did end up seeing SPY get all the way up to the 0.786 fib. You also had the same thing going on over here on QQQ. You had sellers start stepping in. You could see this grindy price action. I think that's where we're getting right now, starting this day. Well, that was 376. You went all the way up to 380, guys. All right, so we could go a little higher from here. But if you are a seller and you are trying to bet short, then guys, in between price right now and right up here at 44150, that is where you want to do so. All right. 441.50 is going to be the seller's last line in the sand. All right, that's the line in the sand right there. If they're going to step in, it will extremely likely be right here between current price and right here. Now that we are right here, all right, that is $3 above the current price. And from here, guys, what are we looking for? All right, well, let's see. You take that right there. All right, your stop might be 442.50, we'll say. Okay, right there. And honestly, guys, you're aiming for a move back down here. That is what I'm aiming for. But I do think we're about to catch a move like that. Now, from here, this could bring the pullback that then gets bought up to a new high. So it could go something like this. And then you stall out here. And then this puts in another form, you know, of a bearish divergence there. So we're going to see RSI come down here. We're going to see it pop back up, make a lower low, but price makes a higher high. That's your signal that, yeah, you're very likely about to stop right here. Okay, this is where you want to be taking that. All right, but from this point, guys, we are looking for that $5 to $8 sell. So I do think we have a shot at getting all the way back under here at 433.71. We have been range bound all day doing absolutely nothing, and I wish I wasn't recording this video right now because I want to catch. I've been waiting. I've been trying to catch that move short. All right, and I just keep I keep getting small wins, and then boom. All right, one scalp takes it out in this range, and then yeah, either way, I just keep getting stopped out nonstop today. So I'm just gonna say, okay, I think we are about to get that move down, and I wish I was playing it. I do. All right, so let's speed up this video. Let's do it. Okay. So you have that on QQQ. The other scenario is you literally just start you know, really selling here. Okay, this bounce, you're still probably going to get a dead cat bounce along the way. It doesn't have to go up to a new high. It could just come back and retest this range, or it could do something a little like this. I don't know. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what really comes. You know, either this scenario or this scenario is exactly what we're looking for, though. That's what we're looking for. SPY, same thing, different ticker. We're going to be looking for that pullback. Maybe you get bought up right here. Maybe you go up to a new high. Maybe you stall out over there. And then maybe you sell. Maybe you don't do that. Maybe you didn't even put in your high over here. Okay. And you're still going to come a little higher up. And then you're going to sell. One or the other. It's what we're paying attention to. Okay. So you could get that pullback, go up to new high, and then sell. Or you could just keep going up to a new high here, still having that 15-minute bearish divergence going on. And then you're looking for that sell. And it could start the big beluga whale to the downside. There you go. All right. So we come over here to Mr. VIX. I do want to point out your 15-minute RSI got into oversold territory earlier and then started bouncing. You don't currently have any divergences on Mr. VIX. That's what I want to point out here, though. All right. And that does suggest, hey, guys, maybe this thing's going to get a little more crushy and SPY is going to get a little more bouncy. We're going to have to see. Either way, I'm looking for that sell. I don't care what happens on VIX from this point. Right here, I really don't care. But I will definitely make my point and hammer that home. All right. VIX crush. Guys, you don't see a massive sell when VIX is, sitting up here. You just don't. You see the end of a sell when VIX is sitting up here. And I understand it could take some time. I understand. But to start a next leg down, you want to see it where it is right now. And I do think, guys, we got a recipe. We got a recipe in the markets where you just had a big impulsive move. You got your dead cat slow, grindy bounce over a 2-week period. I think there was Heisenberg on YouTube. Or not YouTube. Heisenberg over on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. All right. Heisenberg on Twitter. I think this was actually something he called for. 2 weeks of sideways grind. Well, this is 2 weeks right here, guys. All right. So that is something to point out there. All right. So 2 weeks into a key spot here, into your golden pocket. And I think we honestly could have that right around the corner. So, keep your eyes open. I gave my thoughts over there in the weekly update, saying that I thought it was likely that we'd get an indecision candlestick or a bullish candlestick this week. We'd go slightly higher, but not much higher. Okay. I still think that's going to be the case. Maybe you actually just, give it a red candlestick considering the gap up this week. And then maybe we end up fading that and closing somewhere around here. And we have a grind. All right. A nice and slow grind. Just like that. That is actually exactly how that would go. We would then sell off from the close or from the open. And then we put in that red candlestick. All right. Bullish sideways to kill that bullish momentum. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so that is that. Now let's go over some individual tickers that we are going to be paying attention to. First things first, Mara, guys. This thing is looking squeezy McSqueezy over here. All right, this thing could get moving and grooving. This thing just put in a higher low off of the golden pocket and then pivoted back to the upside and now has put in a higher high. This thing is in a daily uptrend. Okay, now let's see how this closes out because you did also, anybody who went off of that logic, you screwed the pooch right there on that day. So let's hope it doesn't close out with a big, large upper wick here. But you end out with this close. I don't care about the earnings right here. This thing's about to explode. All right. Let's just look at it this way. This thing has been consolidating for quite some time. Clearly, it's not just been trending. You have gone up, down, bump, bump, bump. All right. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Up, down, you got ready for the big move. I don't think this big move is going to be the downside. Up, down, got ready for the big move to the downside. All right. I think this is going to be the upside. It looks like it's consolidating in a rather bullish manner, in my personal opinion. And things get moving and grooving. You got the same thing over here on coin. All right. Except not really, not a sexy look on the day. Mate. Not too sexy over here. Okay, you're stalling out on this upper trend line. I personally am liking coin on a pullback, not on a breakout, on a pullback. I think coin is probably going to pull back. But then again, you got these miners doing a little thing over here. All right, Riot's really not doing anything. It's really just Mara. Okay, you got CLSK over here. You have earnings. Now, here's the thing. All right, a lot of these decent setups that I'm finding, they have freaking earnings, and the premiums are just juiced. Holy, just hit my desk. All right, with my knee. Let's hit my... Is there a funny bone in the knee? No, I don't know. I know it's in the elbow. I don't know. But I hit it right where the funny bone would have been. And you know what? It didn't feel like that, so I guess there's no funny bone. I don't know. All right. But yeah, guys, a lot of these setups that I'm seeing that have all the potential really have earnings right around the corner, and that means the premiums are just hecka juiced. All right, hecka juiced, guys, and that is not something that you want to be buying into if you are playing options, all right? But CELH, if I had to, put weight on one setup specifically, guys, it would be this one right here. I think this thing's about to have a very nice earnings move. I do. All right, it's tomorrow before open. All right, I've been talking about this one. Gamblers, did you take your positions? There you go. We're gonna see. All right. Currently got one call on this 185C, and I'm just saying, all right, either this thing's gonna gap up and pay that one call, or it's gonna gap down / trade flat. And I'm going to do what I said in yesterday's video, guys. I'm ready, all right? I think this thing might be a big boy, okay? As long as you do not have trash earnings, then, yeah, I'm going to say, oh, this thing has a setup to go. If you gap down here, let's get May 17 and let's ride that thing up. Let's put a K on it, all right? Let's even, I'll listen, the plan has been to play weeklies, so I'm still probably going to, throw a couple hundred weeklies just because, guys, I remember seeing these things. You had calls that went from like 10 cents to like hundreds of dollars, and I was like, yo, that was an actual 30 to 40x right there. Whoa, wow. And I was watching, I remember over here, and I didn't play it. I'm ready for it this time. It's the same thing over here. SMCI, I was hollering about it on the channel over here for this breakout to a new all-time high. You think I played this thing? No. I freaking wish, bro. I freaking wish. All right. But CELH, this is one that I'm ready for. And I'm just letting you guys know. You're either going to see a gap up or you're probably going to see the gap down. And then boom, start the movement. This one, you had the RSI sitting all the way in overbought territory. You're right underneath the last all-time high. And you still squoze your living freaking butt off. Okay. You gap down 6%. So you see that? People are going to be scared. I'm going to be buying this retest. All right, so that's my plan over there. What's another one that's looking pretty explosive? PLTR, guys. If I had to take a guess, yeah, it's probably about to have an earnings, a nothing burger. All right, I'm just going to say that. Why? Because you are rallying your butt off into earnings, and it could explode. It could explode. All right, the weekly chart was phenomenal down here. Okay, anybody who's been following along the channel knew about that one. But again, we have that, earnings. Okay, so it's not the best to play. But I will definitely say, my opinion here is that they're about to kill premiums on both sides, or they're about to drop it. All right. But I will also say this is a bullish setup. I cannot deny. This is a bullish weekly chart, guys. Break and retest. It's bullish. Okay, it's bullish until it's not. Right now it is bullish. So, I guess I can't knock Mr. PLTR over here. Actually take a trend line and oh, look at that. Wish I saw that at the time. That is pretty cool. All right, but now you have that weekly gap, guys. Do we have any weekly gaps that we could spot that just weren't filled? All right, this one got filled. What do we have that's not filled though? You have this, it got filled. No, you don't really have any weekly gaps that didn't get filled. All right, so, oh, up here, never got filled. Maybe we got a breakaway gap on the weekly time frame. I don't know. All right, but just something to point out. None of these gap ups left unfilled. Something to point out. Okay, yeah, right here. Yeah, it took a while, guys. It took a while. So, it's not really actionable right here. Yeah, you left it behind. Scrap what I just said. Scrap what I just said. We're not even going to talk about it. There's another one with earnings, but, beautiful setup. Has the earnings. All right, this is on the monthly time frame, guys. This thing does look like it's ready to explode. All right, weekly chart, hammer candle off of key breakout zone. Look at that. Wow. Don't you just love how picture perfect this looks? Holding the weekly 9, just like it did over here. It was curling up, got that guy, and now you're ready to go. I think you might be ready to go. Kava, guys, we called this one out. All right, it was actually on this day right here. Well, this was on a Friday. We called it on the weekly update. All right, this thing is probably just going to keep chugging along. It's not a setup. I'm not going to call it a setup, but I will definitely say, all right, strength is over in the air. Hood, strength is not over in the air, but you do have earnings right around the corner, and I cannot deny this is a bullish setup, all right? So you do have a downtrend. You had a really bullish daily look to you. Now you don't, okay? So there's that. But if I had to take a guess, it's another one that might be getting some explosions. Okay, it might. It could, you know, get some explosions to the downside. But if I had to guess with this setup, yeah, it's probably going to get some explosions to the upside. You do see where this thing is basing off of right here. Doesn't look so bad. All right. Next one we're going to be talking about over here on Mr. Snow. Okay. Broke above your inverse head and shoulders neckline right there, 160.52. Okay. We're going to see if you can get the daily close above. If you can get the daily close above, 165.89 incoming. It's the high of this candlestick right here. Then 169.84 incoming. I have that candlestick right here. From there, you got a big old gap. You got like nothing much that really happened here. Okay. Let's see what happens. Here to here. $10 price gap. That's a nice quick move. That is very likely to take place. All right. Let's talk about it. The big boy himself, queuing up to have an explosive move back to the upside. Well, I mean, it already started that explosive move, but it's queuing up to get a continuation move to the upside. So let's talk about it. You had this. You just literally back tested that. All right. Break and retest off that trend line. It was glorious. All right. Glorious. Now it's not important. Now we have this trend line. What was this? Inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay. Don't believe me? Let's make it clear. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Inverse head and shoulders. Clear as day. You're getting the breakout today. All right. Unless you've turned this into a shooting star candlestick, then I am going to say this thing looks like it's going to take out the high. All right. It literally looks like it's going to take out the high. Now, sellers unite. You better do so right here. All right. 922.25. That is where you are going to defend. If you do not defend it and you peep your head above 930, this thing's probably just going to come all the way back up to the high at 975. Bears, I know you don't want that. So guess what? It's time for you to defend right here. Because if you don't, it's going to actually reverse on you back to the upside. All right, so there's that. But if bears are going to step in, it's very likely going to happen right here. Right here. Around this 922.25 level. All right, so pay attention to it. SMCI coming into your downtrend again. All right, that is something that I, was pointing out. This is, on both sides, bull or bear. This is where your opportunity is going to lie. This is where we get the volatility. You either go up, you either come down. All right, it's one or the other. But here, this exact trend line is where we will get the volatility. So wait for it. Okay. I'll put my alert on it so we know about it. What you know about it. Here's what I know about it. All right. So I think that is pretty much it. That is everything I wanted to cover today. You are getting Oxy stepping up, but it is just looking like it is going to be a break and retest off of the previous low over here. That is something to take note of. I do think, these things are, putting in some patterns here for reversal. You got to get the breakouts for these reversals to really take place. Okay. All right. I understand. That's not the sexiest looking pattern. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Look like that. There's your bull flag. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Last one we will talk about is AMD. I don't know how you're going to close this out, but you do have a potential breakout of this down-sloping parallel channel. All righty, guys. I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their day. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.